me.
It's also part of an interesting sort of component of anniversary or time, right? Which is that there's this really like focused amount of time we sort of get, I think, generally speaking, which is we get about a year, I think, of people being like, are you okay? Like, how this is your year, right? Like, even in
For it to be sad in this year, beyond.
yeah, it's fine. For a year, you're all good. I'll bring you dinner. It's like kid gloves. But after a year, like you're sort of fucking on your own. Like it's not like it's, I don't know how many people I've spoken to that are like, yeah, sort of everyone left after a year, which is sort of fine also because, we all have our own journeys. But like after a year, we make this assumption that like you should be fine now or don't show it to me now or like, and I don't know if that's just a byproduct of the fact that we don't talk about it, that we like don't actually talk about the fact that it lasts forever and changes and ebbs and flows like as we talk about, or if it's also, this sort of joint byproduct of the fact that we are like deeply uncomfortable with not being okay,
I think most people really don't know how to do much emotional holding,
yeah,
for themselves or for other people. They
right,
really don't. And it's a very scary thing to do.
yeah,
I'm constantly saying to people in sessions, well, this is an appropriate feeling, right? I'm
yeah,
constantly using appropriate. Well, that's appropriate, right?
yeah,
Because we have this assumption that we're supposed to be almost like robots, where any big feeling that comes up, we have to do something about it. And there's all this like brain games and shifting and we talk about that and how do I shift out of this and right, and it's really important, and emotions are really appropriate to feel, and
yeah,
we're so scared of them that when it comes up in another, and really all we need to do is listen. That's it. Just listen in and observe and be there with presence, with reverence, right? That's all you need to do.
right,
So hard for people. It's so terrifying for
yeah,
people. And so after a year, it's like, everything's fine, right? Okay, cool.
because we don't know how to be there for someone and that makes us feel bad. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder too if it's just that we need to sort of like all learn the language of like, of I'm having a hard time, but I'll be okay, or I'm having a hard time and I could use your help. Like that there's just sort of a lack of like basic language that could help people understand what's going on. And I think maybe the other thing that like brings me sort of back to this, like the club no one wants to be a part of, is that often you don't have to say that shit to people who have also lost someone. It's like, I don't really have to like go through the whole like, don't worry when I say this because it sounds really bad, but like, I don't think I can like do this anymore. I can't, it's like, you're not going to interpret that in the same way that someone who doesn't know that feeling will interpret that. And so that connective tissue is in and of itself such like a powerful lifeline in those moments when it comes up.